Jiquan.
Thanks. Hello everyone. I'm Jiquan, and this is my first project, like about the roughness estimation from the dust recordings. So I'm still working on it. So let's start it. So at the beginning, I would like to talk about the motivation of this project and why we do this project. As we know, with the time going and like there are some cracks on the road. Like we selected two roads near our university. We can see there are some sparse cracks and dense cracks on the roads, and sometimes it could have some there's worse situation like the road collapse happens. If you did the web surfing, you may say this is the news. There is a traffic accident happening in the Guangdong province of China, and at the midnight. So because of the time, so it caused the 40 people died and 30 people injured until the May 2nd. So both of them shows the importance of the monitoring the road conditions. We would like to try to provide the immediate information to the governments and with government and the drivers to keep them driving safe. So then the question is how to monitoring our road conditions. So the direct way is do the labor and the vehicle service. However, this kind of method, like the cost is really high and it will affect our normal traffic. And there is no doubt we put the laborers into a dangerous situation. And this, in addition, this kind of method just monitoring for a short time. That means if we would like to get there some continuous or changes, we have to come here again and again. And so then the other method is computer vision. So we take some photos of the road, and then do the recognition. We to gather some road conditions information. However, this kind of method, you have to move the cameras to get the whole road information. Otherwise, you just get the negative part of the road. And also, this kind of method have a higher environmental requirement, like the light intensity. Also, if we use the camera, we did a evasion of the privacy. So our method is using the vibrational signals to get the road conditions. So let's get our method. So what's the difference when the car moving on the road with cracks or without cracks? From the animation, you can see we did a simple assumptions that when car moving over the cracks, they just amplify our source signals. So our green functions, we just add these factors, that means roughness, to this green functions. So this is our new green functions for the car for the seismic data, and the x is the perpendicular distance from the geophone to the road, and the r is the horizontal distance to the geophone. So this term shows the source delay, and the terms in the green rectangular shows the wave propagation, and the final term shows the attenuation. So after we have this forward modeling equations, we could do the inversion. So the first thing we do is we try to the first thing we do is to separate the amplitude and the phase, and then we get the second equation, and then we keep the amplitude term and eliminate the phase term. We just get the we just get the third equation. according to this equation, we could do the roughness calculation. So that's our method. Then according to our method, we give some synthetic examples. So the first one is according to the cherry. So you can see there are some sparse cracks on the road. So we said the road with cracks is the blue line, and the orange line shows the road without cracks. So the bottom figure shows our synthetic data, our signals. We could see there is no obvious difference between the two signals. However, if we did the short-time Fourier transform, we get the spectral program. We could find some spikes on the spectrogram. So according to this, we could get the accurate cracks location. The inversion result has been shown here. However, we could find that there is an artifact near the geophone because of our time windows is really short to get the high time resolution. So because of this, so it also caused the artifacts near the geophone. And then we did the other experiments, numerical experiments according to the McCormick rule, and then these cracks are are denser than the before, and also there is no obvious difference between the two signals. And we also could get the accurate cracks of the cracks locations, and also we didn't get the there is a artifact near the source near the geophone. So we think the inversion result near the geophone is not reliable now. So we try to apply our method to the dust data, and however until now we didn't get some ideal result. I just show some maybe challenges on the dust data. So the first question is, why do we use the dust data? As we know, the optical fiber is very common in the urban region, and also this kind of method could reduce the deployment cost, especially comparing with the deployment of the geophones. And also the dust could provide more spatial roughness information when comparing with a single geophone. It's because it's array data. And as we showed before, we could find that there is a range of our inversion result. So there, if we use a different channel to do the inversion, there is an overlap between the different results. So we could verify our inversion results using the dust data. The left picture shows the dust data without any processing. So the signals in the green rectangular is the car signals, and we extract the one channel signals. It has been shown on the left. Honestly, we didn't find any useful information or obvious information for us. According to our analysis, we did a 50 Hz low pass filtering, and then we could get the car signals here. So and then we compare the spectrogram between the geophone and the dust data. We could find the dust data have contain maybe a lot of noises, and the spectrum changes a lot. We didn't find a continuous value. So until now, we can get the accurate cracks locations, and we find a lot of noisy in dust data, and we couldn't get our ideal result now. So our future work will focus on the how to reduce the artifacts or effect near the geophone, and how to denoise the dot data, and maybe we need to the other way to select the suitable data to do the inversion. Okay, that's all. Thanks.